What's going on, Colts Nation? I appreciate you joining me for another video where today we're going to talk a little bit about the Senior Bowl, right? Senior Bowl going on right now. Obviously, Colts, we know we have a lot of different needs. We have a lot of holes that are going to need filled, both top of the roster and bottom of the roster. Got a lot of free agents this upcoming season, this upcoming offseason. So the Colts have a lot to do. And with that, the Colts at Senior Bowl. I know I've seen that Shane Steichen's there. I saw that Ed Dodds was there. Not sure who else is there. I assume there are probably some other people there, but Dustin Adams, those are the two that he notes here. And of course, as Colts fans, a lot of us, and I know a lot of you, know the name Tyler Warren. If you're like me, you don't watch a whole lot of college football. Maybe you haven't heard the name Tyler Warren before. Tyler Warren, good chance he doesn't make it to 14. Just like Brock Bowers didn't make it to 14 last year. There's a good chance we see Tyler Warren go before pick 14. So what we're seeing at the Senior Bowl, right? Tyler Warren, first round pick, doesn't need to go to the Senior Bowl. At least I don't believe he's there. I haven't seen anything about him. So, right, the other people that are in attendance. And you think about the tight ends, you think about how we need a tight end. Well, it turns out the Colts tight end coach is working with Senior Bowl standout Miami tight end Elijah Arroyo, exact words from Dustin Adams here. And also at the Senior Bowl this week, the national team, I think in national and American, I think is what it is. And the national team tight ends are being coached by Colts assistant offensive line coach Chris Watt, right? So you have multiple Colts coaches able to get their hands on some of these tight ends, some of the really good tight ends, and notably the ones that they're working with. Again, Arroyo from Miami, obviously with Cam Ward as his quarterback, and then Bowling Green's Harold Fannin Jr. Now, I did hear that Harold Fannin Jr., made a couple of plays, but also heard he, in terms of one-on-ones, in terms of team drills, heard that he was the guy whose stock might be going down, and somebody who not to look at. And it'll be interesting to see, because apparently Arroyo, like of all the people at the Senior Bowl, I heard Dylan Gabriel was incredible. I also heard Arroyo really standing out, really rising his stock, it seems like, through this first portion of Senior Bowl and what they have going on with their practices and whatnot. So that's going to be a name to watch. And how high does he go, right? Because hopefully, if we didn't get Tyler Warren, if we're not able to get Tyler Warren, then with the defensive guys in this draft, right, and with what we need on defense, then I'd want to start going defense. You get another defensive guy in the first round, second round. If Arroyo's there when we pick in the second round, boom, they can get him, right? And a good chance, again, he's not. So I don't know how that's going to work and what the answer is going to be. We are going to talk about the possibility of bringing in a free agent tight end. We're going to have that conversation either later today or tomorrow. Haven't decided as of this moment, but we are going to have that conversation and continue talking about free agents that we should bring in and who that should be. Going to continue to go through the list of free agents. We're going to continue to put together our best four options. And of course, for the Colts, there's so many different things to do at tight end, right? Do you Kylan Grant is gone, Mo Alley Cox is gone. You got to bring a couple of guys in, but you still have Jelani Woods, you still have Will Mallory, you still have Drew Ogletree. So what do you do with these guys? Do you drop anybody? Do you try to trade anybody? How many free agents are you going to want to bring in? How many tight ends are you going to keep on the roster this year? There's so many questions that are going to need to be answered throughout this offseason and leading up to the draft. And that's the thing. There's so much to get through just before the draft, and a lot of those moves are going to be made before the draft, right? Teams want to solidify, hey, this is who we're rocking with, this is who we're not. If we want to trade this guy, we're going to do it at this point. So at some point, sooner rather than later, as the days continue to dwindle on here, we're already looking at January 29th, right? Super Bowl right around the corner, free agency right around the corner from that. The draft is in April, right? Less than 3 months away from the draft. There's a lot that's going to happen over these next couple months. We're going to keep up with it. We're going to keep talking about it. But I just thought that it was really interesting to note that we kind of have a bit of an advantage getting to work with the tight ends specifically. Right now, it's kind of weird that our assistant offensive line coach is working with the tight ends, but nonetheless, I don't know how. This doesn't mention how our tight end coach is involved in the Senior Bowl and what that is. Maybe he's an assistant coach to the offensive line coach that's there. I don't know what the situation, but he is working with Elijah Arroyo. Apparently, he's going up against good NFL draft level DBs, and he's being able to get separation. Really good route runner from the tight end. A lot of size. Just production is really the only thing with him. And again, we'll talk more into that. We'll dive more into all the different guys that we might draft, all the different free agents that we're thinking of. We're going to talk about it all. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you have notifications on so you continue to get notified anytime there's any content coming out on this channel. Of course, I appreciate you stopping by for another video. And as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.